Howdy friends, Brian Flechsig, a Mad River Outfitters in the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to another new book alert. Not necessarily new books, but new to Mad River Outfitters and new to our website, and some stuff here that we think you might be interested in. As always, you can go to madriveroutfitters.com and check out these books. We appreciate your support. Remember, we don't have sponsors, so we need your support, and we appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That really helps us out. Hit the notification button so you never miss an episode. Hit the like button. That just makes us feel good. So, here we go. First and foremost, really, I think this guy, you're going to be hearing about this guy moving forward, David Coggins. David wrote a book called The Optimist. It's been out for a couple of years. I finally got my hands on it. In fact, it was a great friend of ours, Chris Capicella, the newbie fly fisher, who is no longer a newbie. He's out there fly fishing like crazy all over the world. But anyways, Chris sent me this book, The Optimist. I finally got around to reading it, and I could not put it down. It's called The Optometrist. Hold on. No, The Optimist. I need an optometrist. It's called The Optimist by David Coggins. Sorry about that. It's a really bad joke, but I've been really dying to do that. A Case for the Fly Fishing Life. Excellent book, and he has a new book out now called The Believer, and this is a year in the fly fishing life. And I'm telling you that this guy is a great writer. There you have it. David Coggins, The Optimist, and now The Believer. If you love reading just good fly fishing literature, check out these two books, no question. And along those same lines, of course, legendary writer Thomas McGuane, The Longest Silence, just a literary classic, A Life in Fishing. Tom McGuane, one of the best writers of our time, no question. And The Longest Silence is now available at madriveroutfitters.com. And another one along the same lines, Monty Burke wrote a book called Lords of the Fly. This was another one that was a customer turned me on to this, and it's Madness, Obsession, and the Hunt for the World Record Tarpon. Of course, this features the likes of Flip Pallett, Lefty Cray, Billy Pate, and really kind of chronicles a lot about the birth and the growth of the sport of saltwater fly fishing. An absolutely fantastic read. If you're interested in the historical side of saltwater fly fishing, it's also for those interested in the desperate yearning of the human condition. So not just a book about saltwater fly fishing, obviously. Our good friends, Ian and Charity Rudder. They have a company called R&R Fly Fishing down in Townsend, Tennessee. There's nobody that knows the Smoky Mountains better than Ian and Charity, and they recently put out Fly Fishing Guide to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park has been near and dear to my heart since I was 6 or 7 years old. I used to fish and backcountry camp down there. This is as good of a guidebook as has ever been written. There's no question. I read this thing from cover to cover. I agreed with everything that they say in this book as far as techniques, as far as equipment selection. I mean, it is a practical guide, and then of course it breaks down, and I went back and was reading about a bunch of different streams that I used to fish, and I mean, they tell you how many steps to take to get to certain spots in this book. I mean, they're not giving away spots, but just the most detailed and simply the best done guidebook that I've ever read in my life. In fact, I was so excited. I hadn't talked to Ian and Charity in quite some time. I used to hang out down in Tennessee with them quite a bit and see them at shows all the time. I hadn't talked to him in quite some time. I was very embarrassed, but I picked up the phone and called. Ian picked up, was thrilled to hear me, and so much so that it inspired us that we are headed to Tennessee, and we're going to film a bunch of videos next spring with Ian and Charity. So stay tuned. They are fantastic people, and man, do they know how to write books. If you're interested in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you got to get that book. A couple of others worth mentioning: Charlie Craven's Basic Fly Tying. For those of you that don't know of Charlie, you should check him out. He's got a great YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie Craven here at Charlie Slybox, and today we were talking about all the different materials to use for tails.
He runs a great shop and just one heck of a great guy, and probably one of the best modern fly tyers of our day. And this is a beautifully done book, Modern Techniques for Flies That Catch Fish. I forget, you'll have to look on our website how many patterns, but I mean, it's just so well done. Beautiful color photographs, of course. It goes into detail on the hooks he uses and the threads he uses. If you're looking for a little more detailed book, a little more in-depth book than, say, Fly Tying Made Clear and Simple or some Fly Tying 101, check out Charlie Craven's Basic Fly Tying. A good friend, Greg Senyo. We've worked with Greg for many, many years, and one of the best modern day fly tyers, especially when it comes to steelhead and salmon. Fusion fly tying is back. It was gone for a little while, but it is now back out in a soft cover. And if you are interested in fly tying with modern synthetics, of course, Greg is very famous for his fly tying materials, so much so that there's a category of his materials on our website specifically dedicated to Greg. So anyways, Fusion Fly Tying, absolutely fantastic book. Runs you through a bunch of his patterns and patterns of some of his friends and cronies and guides that he's worked with over the years. This is a neat book. And this, we might refer to this as, say, a coffee table book. It's called So Many Fish, So Little Time, and it's a 1001 of the world's greatest backcountry honey holes, trout rivers, blue ribbon waters, bass lakes, and saltwater hotspots. Not necessarily a fly fishing book, but I mean, this is, well, it's 860 pages, 1001 destinations, and this is a book that you can literally come back to and read a chapter here, read a chapter there. Have it on the coffee table, next on the nightstand, or on the back of the commode, and just thumb through and read about the Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone River, or you can read about the Queen Charlotte Islands in Western Canada, west of Prince Rupert. As of right now, this book sells for $20. That's going to be a stocking stuffer on our Christmas videos coming up. And then last but not least, sorry to be so long-winded, but you know how I love books. I adore books. I read every single day of my life. And this is a book, it's a little bit old school and outdated, but it's such a cool little book. And it's Lefty's Little Fly Fishing Tips. And it's 200 innovative ideas to help you catch more fish. And I mean, Lefty goes into storing leaders, removing curls from fly lines. Go down the list, and it's just all kinds of cool tips and tricks. Again, it's fairly old and maybe a pinch outdated, but still, anytime you can get 200 tips or ideas from Lefty Cray, you probably should. And again, it's not overly expensive, but I think a lot of people will appreciate this. So Lefty's Little Fly Fishing Tips, check it out at matterriveroutfitters.com. So there you have it, friends. That's what's new in books here at Mad River Outfitters. We appreciate your support. You can, of course, go on our website and see all of these books. Maybe pick one or two up. Maybe pick up a Mad River Outfitters hat, and while you're at it, yeah, get a fly rod and fly reel and maybe some new waders and stuff. So anyhow, we appreciate your support. That's what keeps us in business. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hop on over and sign up for our monthly newsletter. Hit that like button and stay tuned. We've got a ton more fly fishing content coming your way. Thanks for being here.